Hello guys, so I saw this comment on my previous video, part one of this story, and someone said that they couldn't hear properly, like my voice was not audible enough. So I decided to do another video, but I'll be combining part 1 and 2 of the story. Kindly subscribe guys, let's enjoy. Thank you for letting me know. I can't do this anymore. I can't live with a useless man like you anymore. I want to go. Release me, I beg. I am not meant for poverty. I can't breathe. My skin can't survive this kind of lifestyle. I am still young and I can find someone capable of taking care of me. Release me, Kisha said. Baby, what are you saying? When I married you, I had wealth and things are just falling apart. I need you. I will find another job. I promise, Jamarian said. Yes, that time you were my type, but not anymore. I am leaving. I wasn't born to suffer. In the bustling city of Milo, there lived a popular man called Jamarian. He was known for his riches. Jamarian is a very rich man who knows how to plan everything in life. So many people admired him for his riches and hard work. Every girl in the city wished to be married by Jamarian, but Jamarian's eyes were meant for one woman named Kisha. Kisha was a very beautiful woman. She had good qualities and a good sense of humor. Jamarian and Kisha dated for about a year. He took her on expensive dates, took her on vacation, and bought her expensive gifts. They saw this working, so they decided to get married. They did a very big traditional wedding, which was so beautiful and memorable. It was the talk of the whole village and city. After their honeymoon, they moved into a very big mansion. Jamarian loved Kisha so much, he bought her anything good he came across, no matter how expensive it was. He bought her 3 cars, expensive cars, a piece of land, and always gave her monthly allowance. Everything she admired, she got with no hesitation. Kisha's mom, Miss Fatima, is a woman of pride and materialistic. She loves fancy things and soft life. Miss Fatima always got what she needed through her daughter Kisha. She benefited a lot from this marriage as well. One day, she needed money for her women's group contribution. She called Kisha to ask for the money. My baby girl, how are you, my child? Miss Fatima said. I'm all good, Mama. Thank you, Kisha said. I hope you and your husband are doing fine. Kisha, I need some money for the women's group. 500K by Monday, Miss Fatima said. It is okay, Mama. We are fine and doing well. You know how my husband loves me. He can do anything for me. I will talk to him and we will send you the money by evening. That's nothing, Mom. It's a small amount, said Kisha. Thank you, my daughter. That's why you are my only daughter. I love you, my baby. We will talk later, said Miss Fatima. Okay, Mommy. You know I will do anything for you. Take care of yourself. Bye, said Kisha. That evening, when Jamarian came home from work, his wife prepared him a meal, let him freshen up, then told him about the money her mother needs. Jamarian immediately transferred money to Kisha's mom. To Jamarian, money was not a problem, no matter how much it was, and the fact that he loved his wife so much, he would give any amount to see his wife happy. On weekends, when Jamarian didn't go to work, on his off days, He would make breakfast in bed for his wife and wake her up to have breakfast. Kisha was so happy with things like this. She believed this to be a soft girl era. Jamarian loved to see his wife happy. He believed in happy life, happy wife. And besides, he was just a good man, very generous and kind. One day, Jamarian mom visited them in the city and wanted to spend a week with them. Miss Daniela saw the life her son was living and the lifestyle he set for his wife, and thought that there is something his son is not seeing. She decided to have private conversations with her son. "My son, can I talk to you for a moment?" she said. "Yes, of course, Mama," Jamarian said as he closed his laptop and followed his mom outside. They went and sat in the compound garden. "My son, I don't want you to take me wrong or misunderstand whatever I am about to say. I really care about you, and I am talking this from a mother's perspective," Miss Daniela said. "Mom, you are making me nervous. Just talk to me. What is it? I know you've always wanted the best for me, so tell me anything. Are you not comfortable here?" Jamarian asked. "It is good that you know that fact. I always want what's best for you. If you don't mind, I would like to comment something on your wife. The other day, I had your wife's phone call with her mom that caught my attention. These people seem to me to be materialistic. Have you ever thought that your wife may actually love your money and the lifestyle you give her more than she loves you?" Miss Daniela asked. "Mommy, no. I don't think that is it. My wife loves me, and I see it. Or what exactly did you hear her say? What are you talking about?" Jamarian asked in shock and disbelief. "I was passing by your room, and I heard your wife say, 'Money is everything, ma'am. You know how we do it. If he didn't have money, I would be somewhere else. Money is good.' That is the conversation I had from your wife and her mom," Miss Daniela said. "What? Mommy, are you sure? This is my wife we are talking about. This is Kisha, Mom. I love her," Jamarian said. "You need to do something and find out sooner than later, because this life you never know. Sometimes business go down, things happen. You need to know that side of your wife. It is very important," Miss Daniela said as she went back to the house. Jamarian was left on the garden chair in so much thoughts. The next morning, Miss Daniela was leaving, going back to the village. Jamarian took her to the airport, where Miss Daniela told him to think about what they had talked about as she left. 1 week after Miss Daniela left, on a Wednesday afternoon, Jamarian came home looking sad, frustrated, and wasted. "Han, you came home early today and you look frustrated. What is going on?" "I have lost my job. My accounts are frozen, and there is a big loan that I am being charged for. I don't know what to do again. This is really bad." "What? How? What are you talking about? You can't be serious. You are joking, right?" Kisha said. "Babe, I'm very serious. Do I look like I'm joking? Everything under my name is gone. The cars will be picked tomorrow, and we have only 1 month in this house," Jamarian said, looking sad. "Oh my God, Han, what happened?" Kisha asked. "I helped my friend with some business deals, and I was a co-signer of his loan. And instead of him paying, he ran off. it was a really huge amount, babe. The only thing we have now are the things under your name and the money in your accounts. Well, that's better. Sorry, my love. All will be well, Kisha said. The next day, the company people came and took all his vehicles in the compound and left the 3 cars he bought his wife under her name. That is when Kisha saw this being real. Life became so different. Unlike before, Kisha decided to call her mom and tell her about the situation. Hello, Mom. How are you doing? I am all good, my daughter. How are you? Miss Fatima said. Mom, I'm not fine. We are not fine. Jamarian lost his job, his cars, and everything else under his name. Now we depend on me. What is in my account and everything under my name, Kisha complained. Oh my God, Kisha, this is mad. Life is going to be really hard. Tell your husband to find another job immediately, Miss Fatima said. Mom, he already tried, but he hasn't found any, unless after the whole investigation. And do you know that we have 1 month to leave our house if we can't pay? Mom, I can't pay that kind of money. I will go broke, Kisha said. I know, baby girl. If things don't style up, you have to find a way out before you go bankrupt and grow old at your young age because of poverty, Miss Fatima said. You are right, Mom. I have to figure something out before poverty will kill me. I am still young and beautiful. Let's talk later. I will call you tomorrow. Take care, Kisha said. After that phone call, Kisha started acting up, being moody, disrespecting her husband, and even refusing to do wifely duties. One day, as Jamarian and Kisha were sitting in their bedroom, Jamarian tried to make a conversation. Babe, can you please prepare dinner early? I would like for us to discuss something afterwards, that we may find a solution to this problem together, Jamarian said. I am tired and don't feel like cooking today. You know where the kitchen is. If you are hungry, you can go to the kitchen and prepare what you want to eat, Kisha said, sitting on the bed, focusing on her phone. Han, you are my wife. You've always cooked for me. Besides, you know very well that I can't cook, Jamarian said. That was then, when you were a real man, not now that you are useless and jobless. I can't provide for you and at the same time cook for you and do house chores like I am a wife now. No, I refuse. I am now the provider. You do the rest. Don't you feel embarrassed at all? Kisha said, leaving Jamarian in great shock. Babe, you know that this is not my fault. We will find our balance soon. Besides, I am looking for a job, and very soon I'll find one soon. And our lives will go back to normal, Jamarian said. Well, until then, just let me be, Kisha said. Jamarian felt heartbroken. He wouldn't believe what was happening. He wouldn't believe how his wife had changed so much. As days turned into weeks, Jamarian received a letter that said they have been added another month in the house due to his plea, but after that they have to go. Jamarian felt relieved for a moment. He then called Kisha for a conversation. She came to their living room and he started the conversation. Han, By the look of things, I need to do something now before it is too late, Jamarian said. I'm glad you realize that because I can't take care of everything anymore. My money is running low, Kisha said. What? Babe, you have like 20 million in your account. And besides, we can just adjust a little and you will limit how you spend the money until we are stable again, Jamarian suggested. Hey, you must be joking or something. I need to go out on dates with my girls, buy expensive bags, clothes, fill my car tank, and live life. I'm not going to sacrifice all that because of your useless self, Kisha said. Wait, what? Babe, come on. Are you even serious? Okay, that's not even why I called you here. Would you please sign an agreement for us to sell that land I bought you and one of the cars so that I can open a business? That way I will be able to take care of us again, Jamarian suggested. What are you saying, Jamari? You have really lost your mind. I can't sell anything. All of these cars are my favorite. They are my babies. And that land I am not selling. End of conversation, Kisha said as she stood up and went to their bedroom. Jamari was left there with thoughts and confusion. He was out of options. The next day, Kisha called her mom. Hello, Mom. You won't believe what this useless man just said to me. He wants me to sell my land and car to open him a business. I am fed up. I can't do this anymore, Mom, Kisha said. What? I didn't know this man was that stupid. How would he even think of something like that? He has lost his mind. I hope you said no, Miss Fatima said. Of course, Mom. Did you not give birth to me? I can't be that stupid. You know me, Mom, Kisha said. That's how I know you are my real daughter, my blood. Baby girl, find a way out of that bondage you call marriage before you start doing all this understanding wife bullshit. You are still young and beautiful. You deserve the best, Miss Fatima said. Of course, Mom, you know me. I can't do that understanding wife thing. I'll get back to you with good news. Talk later, Kisha said as she ended the call. As days passed, Kisha became more worse to Jamari. She started going on out and a different car would drop her home. But when Jamari tried to question, she would gladly tell him to relax and let real men take care of her the way he couldn't. Kisha met this man called Woods. He was a manager of a certain company. They started hanging out more and more, and before they knew it, things got too serious. One day, Jamari saw them outside the gate and decided to just keep quiet about it. One day, Kisha wanted to leave, and it was just 1 week to their house due date. She packed everything that belonged to her, came downstairs, and told Jamari that she was leaving, but Jamari tried to beg her to stay. Jamari, I couldn't do this anymore. I can't live with a useless man like you. I want to go. Release me from this poverty, I beg. I am not meant for poverty. I can't breathe. My skin can't survive this kind of lifestyle. I can still find someone who can take care of my needs. Just release me, Kisha yelled at Jamari. Babe, what are you saying? What are you talking about? When I married you, I had wealth. I was taking care of you and everything. Marriages are for better, for worse. I really need you. I can really use your support right now. Please don't leave, Jamari said calmly, his face sad. Yes, that time you were my kind of a guy, but not anymore. I'm leaving. I wasn't born to suffer, Kisha said as she dragged her briefcase to her car. Jamarian stood there, speechless as he watched her car drive away. He couldn't do anything, since he had done what he could. Kisha went and got a new place to live. Her and Woods grew more close and started visiting each other at each other's place. Sometimes Kisha would even visit Woods at his job office. One day, Kisha wore a very nice dress, Woods' favorite, and decided to surprise Woods at work. When she got at the company, she was surprised to see Jamarian sitting on one of the chairs, wearing simple clothes, sweatpants and a t-shirt. What is this useless man doing here? Kisha said to herself. Jamari was wearing black glasses, sitting on that office chair. The audacity in this man. What are you doing here? You came to look for a job and you are comfortably sitting in the boss's chair? What is this? Kisha said. Jamari did not say a word. He just took a file on the office desk and started looking at it, minding his own business. Kisha stood there, talking to herself. After what felt like 15 minutes, Woods entered the office, holding an expensive royal blue suit in his hand. And the moment he got in, he goes, "Sir, here is the suit you sent for. They said the black color for this type is over. I hope you like this one," Woods said as he gave the suit to Jamari. "It's okay. This will do. It's a really nice suit. I love it. Let me change. I'm late for the meeting," Jamari said as he entered a door in the office to change and wear the suit. Kisha stood there, confused by the turn of events. She looked surprised and in shock. "What? This is your boss?" Kisha asked. "Yes, this is my boss, JT, the CEO of this company. I told you about him. His name is Jamarian Thompson," Woods said in confidence. "Oh my God, what? Are you serious? Woods, that is my husband. The one I told you about. I am finished. I am done," Kisha said, her hands over her head, tears in her eyes, and sweat in her face. When she tried to get to the door and leave, Jamari came out of the room with his suit on, looking like a boss. He smiled as he looked at Kisha and Woods, who were in shock and looked scared. "How do I look?" he asked. Very good, sir," Woods and Kisha answered with fear. Jamari stood there trying to put his tie correctly. "Do you think he knew?" Woods whispered to Kisha. "I don't know. I just know that we are doomed," Kisha answered. When Jamari felt that he was set and ready for the meeting, "Woods, I'll be back after the board meeting shortly. You two enjoy your time," Jamarian said while smiling. He then left the office for the meeting and locked the door behind him. Woods and Kisha were left in the office, shocked by how Jamarian was behaving towards them like he didn't know them. "What is he doing? We need to get out of this place before we end up shot dead. Because you can't just tell me that he is just okay with all this," Kisha said, her voice trembling with fear. Kisha, you are right. But what about my job? I am the breadwinner for my family. I can't lose this job. I have to wait and talk to him. At least he doesn't seem angry, Woods said. Woods, think! Will you forgive someone that easily? This is bad. You can't convince me otherwise, Kisha said with worry. Oh my God, you are so right. Let's get out of here, Woods said, holding Kisha's hand while rushing towards the door. They tried to open the office door, but it was locked, and only Jamari could open the door while coming back. These doorknobs were automatic. Oh my God. Not today, Satan. These doors are automatic and they are locked, and only the person from outside could open it. That being Jamari, Woods said helplessly. What the hell? It's over. You are telling me that there is no way out? That we have to wait for him because no one else can open this damn door if it is not him? Kisha said with fear, her hands over her head. Yes, we have no choice but to face my boss. Did you have to come today? Wood said, looking straight. Of all days, you had to come today. Really? He added. Come on, how would I have known that my husband will be here today? Matter of fact, I didn't know that he was your boss. In the first place, I actually insulted him when I got here, thinking he came to look for a job. But to my surprise, he's the owner of this big company. Kisha said, What did you just say? You did what? Wait, you insulted him again? Woods asked in shock. I did not know, Kisha said, crying. They were in that office for a longer time than they expected, going through the whole stress, thinking about what was going to happen to them. Jamari entered the boardroom full of board members and appreciated everyone for stepping up and for the success of the company. He then sat on a chair at the center of the table, listening to other people's opinions. He knew that he had locked Kisha and Woods in that office. He actually did it intentionally. This was like one of his punishments, to leave them there worried, confused, and scared. To leave them there worried, confused, scared, and unaware of what was coming. After the meeting, Jamarian decided to check on his employees around the company before going to face Kisha and Woods. He wanted to buy more time until their minds were tortured enough. After all the rounds at the company, he now went to the office to meet Kisha and Woods. He also felt that he was now ready to talk to them. He now opened the door and entered the office. Kisha and Woods were standing in the office looking worried. I hope I didn't keep you for too long, Jamari said as he entered the office with a file in his hand, and he placed it on the office desk. He then sat slightly on the office desk, Kisha and Woods standing in front of him. Where do I start? Let's start with you, Woods, my manager. Did you know that Kisha is married? Did you know that she was my wife? Jamari asked. No, sir. I didn't know. Okay, I knew she was married, but I didn't know you were the one. Sir, I wouldn't have dared, was answered. So, if I heard you correctly, you are saying that you can take a married woman away from her husband as long as you don't know who her husband is and as long as her husband is not your boss, right? That's what you are saying, Jamari said. Yes, I mean no, sir, Woods answered. Woods, a married woman is off limits. You can't just destroy people's marriages and go free. Marriages are bonds which were created by vows and a lot of investments. Don't you know that? Jamari said. Jamari asked. I'm sorry, sir, Woods answered, kneeling down. By the time I'm done, you will be sorry. No, you're not, Jamari said. Woods and Kisha looked at each other, their faces with fear and sweat rolling down their faces. Kisha, do you know how much I really loved you? I would literally do anything for you. Anything. I can't believe I was blinded for so long. Not to see the kind of woman you are. You are such a cold, heartless, and materialistic woman. There is no humanity in you at all. You don't care about anyone else but yourself. You are so self-centered. You think that everything revolves around you. I can't believe I was so foolish. Hon, I'm sorry. I didn't know you are a CEO of a company. I'm sorry, please. Forgive me. I'll do better. I will change. I'm just human. I make mistakes, Kisha said, going down on her knees and begging for forgiveness. Kisha, you called me a useless and jobless man. You disrespected me. You did anything you pleased. Imagine if the situation was actually real. How would my life be now? I'm so glad my mom opened my eyes. Else I would still be living with a cold-hearted woman. You really used me. And once you were done with me, you humiliated me, stepped on me, and dabbed me. Jamari, I'm sorry. I love you, Kisha said, crying. Love? You are talking about love. Are you serious? Kisha, you know nothing about love. You are incapable of love. You are a ruthless woman. You can't love anyone else but yourself and your fellow ruthless mother, your fellow ruthless mom. Kisha, you never loved me. Not even one bit. But baby, you loved my money. You loved the lifestyle I gave you and everything I offered, Jamari said in anger. I am so sorry, Jamari. I am ashamed of myself as well. I'm not proud of the things I did to you. Please forgive me, Kisha said. Kisha, you drained me. I was so disappointed by the two of you. But I already forgave you. Now what I need is peace of mind. And you two out of my life for good. Just stand up, Woods, clear your office and see yourselves out of my company. I can't be around such people, Jamari ordered. Woods and Kisha had no choice but to leave. They were escorted out by a security guard. When they reached their homes, Woods was feeling regret and blamed Kisha for everything that has happened to him. As he was sitting in his living room, deep in thoughts, he came up with a plan to avenge Kisha. He still maintained the conversations with Kisha, pretending to check up on her and caring for her. So one day, Woods came to Kisha's house and told her that he has an idea for a company that they should open and become partners. Kisha, who was devastated and out of options and knew that she had to start a new chapter in life, she agreed to Wood's idea innocently. After Kisha selling her cars and land to partner with Woods and open the company, turns out Woods scammed her. and there was no company at all. He took all the money Kisha gave to him and relocated to Canada, where he put up his business and moved on with his life. This broke Kisha so bad. She has lost everything in a blink of an eye. All her money, cars, land, and the one man who loved her so dearly were gone in just a snap. She cried her lungs out, regretting every single thing she did to Jamari, and mostly blaming her mom for the example she set for her. She wished to reverse time and live a different life, have different qualities, and a better person, a better version of herself. Now she had nothing to take care of herself. The house rent was almost due, and she was going to be homeless in a few weeks. She tried calling her friends, the ones she referred to as her girls, for help, but no one wanted to help her. Some said they would help her a certain day, but when she called that day, they wouldn't pick the call. Some even blocked her, and others gave excuses of having more important things to take care of. Kisha then realized that their friendship was so fake and built on material things. And now that they all know that she has lost everything, no one wants anything to do with her. When the house rent was due, Kisha was thrown out of the house by the owner. She had no option but to roam the streets, since she had no money to go to her mom's place. She knew very well that Jamari was so clear he never wanted to see her again. Kisha spent the cold nights on the streets, including the rainy days. She had to endure all this. She had no choice. While struggling in the streets, some street thieves came and took away her briefcase and her phone. She now had nothing at all. Her life turned from worse to really bad. She started eating leftovers from the street pits and dustbins. 2 months later, Kisha realized that she was pregnant for Woods, the man who conned her and ran off. This news gave her mixed feelings, both happy and sad. Happy because she would like to raise her child a better way and teach her good morals, and sad because life had become so hard and she couldn't even take care of herself. Besides all these thoughts and emotions, she still decided to keep the pregnancy. She felt like she had already done enough, and she didn't want to go home to her mom. She felt completely drifted from her mom for the example she set for her. 5 months later, Kisha's pregnancy now showing, she still roams the streets and tries and finds small jobs like washing people's clothes and running small errands for the rich people. That evening, when she was walking slowly to her sleeping space, looking very pregnant, by good luck, Jamari's car passed by. He had come for a business meeting around that area of the city. Jamari was shocked to see Kisha. He stopped the car and rushed out to talk to her. "Kisha!" he called out. Kisha turned slowly to see who is the person with the familiar voice, and to her surprise, it was Jamari. "What is this? What happened to you? Is this where you live now? Oh my God, Kisha, are you okay?" Jamari asked. "Jamari, a lot has happened to me since that time, and I deserve all that is happening to me for my foolishness," Kisha answered, as she narrated the whole story to Jamari, and how she wasn't ready to face her mom yet. Jamari felt so sad for Kisha and offered to help her, even though he wouldn't take her back as his wife. Kisha, you need to forgive yourself first for whatever happened and find peace. Just embrace life and move on. I already forgave you. Now you just need to forgive yourself, Jamari said. Thank you, Jamari. You are such a good man, Kisha said, tears rolling down her cheeks. Now pick up your things. Let's find you a place to stay and tell me what you can do so that I can set up a shop for you, Jamari said as he helped pregnant Kisha into his car. Jamari took Kisha to a better place and opened her a boutique that she may be able to take care of herself and the child on the way. Then Jamari left, though he told her to call when she needed anything. May God bless you, Jamari, for changing my life. May you never lack. May the good Lord expand you and bless the work of your hands. I am really grateful and will forever be grateful to you, Kisha said, her voice calm and tears in her eyes. They said their goodbyes, then Jamari left. Kisha's life changed for the best, all thanks to Jamari. Kisha learned that in this life, tomorrow is not promised, and being greedy only leads to serious consequences. She also learned that whatever you do to others, one day karma will catch up to you, and your turn might be worse. Kisha promised herself to live a different life onwards, give all the love to her baby on the way, teach her child good morals, and be the best mother ever. The end. The biblical lesson for this story is from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9 to 10, NIV version, and it says, those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. Let me know in the comment section that what you've learned from this story. Thank you so much, guys, for listening and watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to your loved ones. Always take good care of yourselves. Bye bye.